Okay, guys, welcome to this coaching session that we're doing at Gosu Academy. What are we looking at today? We're doing a team demo review of one of our students, Dr. Kenny. This is a guy who has 2.6k elo on Faceit and is playing an ESCA open match against this other team. Dr. Kenny has the problem that his team typically starts out really well in these matches, but after a while, he just kind of loses control of the match, and they do, in fact, in this game, end up losing it. So we will be kind of trying to figure out what went wrong, but also just taking an overall look at this team demo and talking about what are you doing well, what are you doing poorly, and yeah, we're probably mostly focused on the T side point of view since this is where our student sits. Um, I'm not going to give a whole lot of feedback about CT unless I see something that I think is absolutely necessary to mention. We are trying to do this coaching session with Auto Director, and it's really high tech and doing third person view and stuff like this. So let's hope it keeps working well. If not, I will come up with a different solution. But yeah, here it is. And Kenny, since it's your match, if you have anything you want to say as well, I think you can do it,
Alright.
If there's some kind of insight you want to give.
Yep. Okay.
Doesn't have to be every round, but very, very normal pistol round on B. I assume you guys are doing double smokes or the one smoke?
Yeah, we're doing. I think this game we did short smoke and cave smoke. And we're
Okay,
taking
so
one.
short smoke and cave. And then you do the pillar Molotov, which is a
Yep.
really strong combo because if the cave player is playing inside cave, like from the CTs, he can't come out and help. And also if he's playing pillar like this guy is, he is kind of forced forward. It makes things really uncomfortable for the CTs. And also if you look top left, the number 5 is going to be changing position because of the short smoke. So this looks right now very good. And now it doesn't look so good.
Yeah.
Um, I think this round came down to mostly duels, but also it came down to the fact that I don't think you guys did a very good job of kind of in a pistol round or in any round in general. There needs to be a tactic, but then there also needs to be kind of a plan with the tactic. So if you do short and cave smoke, and you leave long open, this is the area you want to attack. And I think, yeah, your T-sided team here, you went way too many people to the left and tried to kill the pillar guy this way, when in reality, if you would be running on the right together and trying to jump here and overrun the long player and then kill the pillar, then you can actually take the space. If you're running all the way to the left, these guys can kind of crossfire you really easily. Not so easily because obviously there was a Molotov on pillar, but just more so don't try to go into this space. Try to go into that space because that's where you want to be playing your afterplane from. But realistically, it just came down to duels mostly. You didn't win any of them, and yeah, if you don't win any duels, you're not gonna win the round. That's simple. Why is the demo so weird? I think we can skip this round because it's mostly just an eco. We want to focus on the buy rounds. Let's see, no trade coming in.
Okay.
And I'm gonna check number 9 is over here. There's smoke heaven. I guess, is this a CT smoke or a T smoke? Is this something you guys are
CT
doing?
smoke. CT smoke.
Okay. Um, yeah. I mean, this is part of the thing where, I mean, being a coach is sometimes really hard and sometimes it's really easy. The easy thing here is just you guys, again, you don't win the duels and you don't do a very good job at trading over on the B bomb side. You're playing inside like the B area. It's a little bit hard for me to draw here, but you're playing inside the B area. But no one is really anti-flash, and yeah, the trade is not anywhere to be found. Do I have to do this again now, by the way? Yeah, I do. Okay. It feels like when you do auto-director, the demo is really wonky. Or is it just me? I think so. Like, if I do this now, it looks different, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is why you guys are playing with Salak. Salak is pretty good. Yeah. I mean, this round has basically been decided by just the early round aggression. It's interesting to see what the CTs are doing here. I mean, looking at the top left, this was part of what I mentioned to the students here. I want to show you guys how it looks like when you're playing a team, even if you're not a pro team. You can still see the amount of coordination and teamwork there are from the CTs here. They get 2 guys ready in donut, and then they have 1 guy ready in CT, and number 3 from mid flashes over side, which makes it so number 6 has a really tough time getting any duel. And this is something you probably won't be seeing in like just a regular pug, but it's both interesting and scary that teams, even in ESEA Open, are doing things that are this sort of coordinated, because it shows the level that Counter-Strike has gotten to, even for people who aren't professionals, basically. Yeah. Are there so far any questions or something? There was a little bit of freeze time. Or anything you want to say, Doc Kenny? Otherwise, we'll just move on with the demo. Okay. So, you and your team here have a like half buy. Do you have a plan for this round?
This one we're just gonna do the fast exec A and rush A.
Okay.
With the donut and CS1.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, you don't get a flash over.
Yeah.
That's a shame. Yeah. That's hard. What I like to do is, when I'm the third guy, or even if I'm the guy who is doing the... You guys are doing the running donut smoke, right? Where you run and then you let it go like while you run. What I like to do when I'm the guy doing that is I'll come here and then I'll just throw like... Basically from here, one deep flash over as far as I can. Even though this flash... Yeah. Not through the roof, because you can do it from inside and go through the roof, but from over the roof. And it seems like a pretty insignificant flash, but probably that would full blind the AWP player in this round after his first kill. So that might make him not be able to get a second, and that can change things. Yeah. I feel like you talked about what we were supposed to see as a good start. Is that coming?
We will do good, don't worry.
Okay, good. Because right now it's looking very tough. Yeah. But yeah. You guys have also tried a couple of different things now. But this is something you haven't tried. And it looks like this is gonna go very well. So, is there like a read, or what are you basing this round off of? Like,
this is
do you know?
IGL's call. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
No, I'm not really sure. I think it was because they were playing towards Donut last round, more towards one of the mid guys. But I'm not sure.
Okay.
This game was played like a couple of weeks ago, so I'm not...
Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. I mean, this overall is just a solid strat for the people who didn't really catch what's going on. Basically, from the T side, you do a smoke from right here that goes through and bounces through the roof, and it lands and blocks off K. Actually, I'm not even sure if you guys are doing the one that goes through the roof.
We're doing the one from the back T side. Like,
yeah, like somewhere here, right?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. But either way, the idea is that you can run across cave, and you can peek mid from here, and you can kind of split mid, and can be really powerful, especially if the... Like, I think in a previous session, we have talked about how, as the cave player, something that's really good is just throwing an HE over here, because then the guys who are trying to do moves like this are going to take massive nade damage, and they're also going to be slowed. Their cave player, like the CT's cave player here, didn't do it, and that is also something that's actually quite interesting. Sorry, did someone say something?
Yeah, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So when they were apparently the IGL's call was that there was one donut with the op, I believe, right? That kind of destroyed them the last round, and I'm assuming they assumed he was playing there again, which is why they went for that. Would it be better to smoke off the opper or challenge that duel and isolate everywhere else? With,
I
like,
think
smokes.
I think the idea here was that the AWP was playing like A last round, but that they had quick rotations from mid coming from donut, right? So the idea was that if the CTs were playing very much towards donut, that means they can fight and take mid quite easily. Because if the CTs are not playing aggro mid, if they're playing inside donut, then you can take the space for free. In this case, the CTs were actually playing aggro, but now they just wanted duels. I think what you say makes sense, and I think you could. I'm not sure if I exactly understood what you meant, but I think one option here could also be that when you get these 2 mid kills, you smoke off donut, and then you put pressure on red room. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I think in this specific case, when you get the 2 kills in mid, it's not bad to do so, because the AWP, if he gets like an opening kill here, he can fall back and take new angles and stuff like this. And let me see. I mean, we're in a 2-on-4 right now, but I believe, I don't know why the radar is stuck in this actually, but either way, I believe that there was no one aiming whatsoever. So the AWP could have really ruined this round. But at the same time, I think it's also one of those situations where you get 2 entry kills in mid, you now know the A player is playing alone, and if you just can go there and trade it out, even if the AWP kills 2, you still win a round. So
True, yeah. Okay.
it's a little bit what kind of reaction you want to do, I guess. If you want to react, or if you want to just play for control.
Can I ask something real quick? If
Yeah,
we
of
get
course.
2 fast kills on mid, right?
Yeah.
Is it plausible to do like a window push through the smoke, or is that just too crazy?
No, that's
If you
that's
get them
exactly what
instantly, yeah.
I think. That's the other option in a way, that like one of the options is what you were doing, basically just going straight for donut and trying to take the fight and kill the AWP, right? It's kind of the brute force method in a way. Like you see this guy's alone. Okay, if we go there and we trade him out, we win a round. But yeah, definitely, as you said, if you push through red room right now, there would be a massive gap. The radar is kind of stuck, but the 2 B players, they won't be able to go and hold this smoke in time. Most of the time, at least, like I would say 9 times out of 10. But it's also like CS is so insanely deep, because what you could do here is you could smoke off donut, so the AWP can't see you, and then you could push with many guys through red room, like we talked about, and then you could decide to do an A split, you could decide to do a B split, you could decide to leave a lurk around red room, and still have the donut smoke, but then go back to B and have the red room lurk go and take timing behind B, or go lurk behind A. There's like a million options here. And that's why CS is so fun, because different teams will have different approaches. If you get 2 entries in mid and you're like a Russian team, I think almost every single time you're going to do this exact reaction you guys did. If you are I don't know, let's say Virtus Pro, it's always the polar opposite in a way. If you are this kind of team, like very slow and playing for entries, but then always slowing down and making the smart decision, maybe what you do is you just smoke off donut to eliminate vision, and then you fall back and you make like a 5-man push somewhere together, or like. But there are a lot of situations where one isn't necessarily much more right or wrong than another approach. It's just a different approach, and as long as you guys are on the same page, I think both things will win you the round. Like, it is a 5-on-3 at the end of the day, right? You should be winning this round. But I would personally say the safer option is, if you are 5-on-3, which is where you have double entry, it's most of the time worth it to freeze and think about, okay, how do we make sure we win this round? Because when you have a big advantage, that's when you typically want to slow down your play. And when you have a disadvantage is typically when you want to like take more risk. But there's nothing wrong in reacting like this. I just want to make that clear as well. It's just different approaches to the game, basically. And one team can have different approaches between rounds as well. Like Virtus Pro also know how to react, even though they are also famous for playing slow. A Russian team also knows how to slow down. One team just has a tendency to do one of the things more, I guess, like more often. So, if I'm T-side right now, and I'm starting 3B, and I hear two guys basically spamming all of the bullets in cave, I'm thinking this is probably a B stack. There's no way you go and just spam 30 bullets on this smoke if you're not heavy stack B. And that's why I'm curious to see here if you're gonna adapt to this kind of information, or if you're gonna like do mistakes. Like contact the banana here when you hear 2 cave. It can seem enticing, but it's likely the CT side faking, basically. And it looks like instead you guys are actually kind of having this read, or at least a feeling, at the very least. Right now you're pivoting over to go for an A split, and I think this is the tempo you guys are having in this round is really quite impressive. Like, you're not doing it too fast, you seem very calculated about it, and you're making the right decision as well. So this round so far looks really good. And now, sadly, it doesn't look so good anymore, because Zero needs to probably come and be a part of the A split, but also doing this Molotov here, at this moment, pulls the rotation of number 3 over to the A bomb site. Now, if you would instead just go contact out on A, this would probably be the better option, especially if you would have 2 mid players trying to put pressure on Donut at the same time. This would be a round-winning move, but that's obviously with hindsight and a Go TV demo, and I can see where everyone is.
Tell me who Zero is, Wilco.
Well, yes and no. Okay, it is. Yeah.
Well,
Huh.
this is what it's like having Salak on your team.
Yeah, he is like mechanically just so extremely skilled. It's wild.
Yeah.
This is really good from the op as well. Nice, beautiful. I like how you again, like you're good at slowing things down. You guys don't. I mean, I actually think you're playing in a very mature way in this round, especially. Like this, look how you slow it down and take your time. This is a duel that Salak should probably win, but definitely, no matter what, could have won. You planned well. You don't give anything for free. And now, yeah, the question is he going to read the wraparound? I think this is something you probably should. Like, you can imagine if you are CT and you get smoked off in Donut with 2 guys. Yeah, something has to happen. You're not gonna just sit there for 16 seconds or like 18 seconds in CS2 and then just like not do anything. So
I think we wanted to just group up. Like they wanted to group up on the clutch thing.
yeah, I think that's good. This is all very nice. Yeah, it must be really nice to have someone like Salak on your team, bro.
It is until it isn't. You'll see.
Yeah, I know.
You'll see in the end.
Yeah, I understand. That's exactly who he is. And this, I quite like as well. I also really like the sort of passiveness on B. Like, playing out here against pistols is really quite smart, because even if they were to make some kind of flash play, the most they can kind of win is the area. Like, if they do a smoke in this door, they will win the area, but then what? then you as T are going to take control on the other side. And this is something I've talked quite a lot about recently, especially. I like to see on NT rounds that people kind of hold each other's hand. And we see it here, number 8 and number 7, sticking around, sticking together basically. Then we have another duo who are searching out A, and then we have one passively holding mid. He has the bomb, and we will see what happens here, because this is like the only guy who is actually in danger, which is in fact you, Kenny. Yeah. And now it is pretty nasty. But now 2 good kills. But it's actually, again, it's a good example of why you want to always try to play around your teammate against low money. Oh, one more step, he would have seen that leg. Nice. But yeah, I've talked about this endlessly as well in my sessions. I think one of the strongest groupings you can do in Antico is like 3-2. What would have been really nice to see here is, instead of you holding mid alone with the bomb, if you would be closer to A main, even searching out A main with your teammates, you're always in a situation where if your teammates die because they have some setup, you can always fall back with the bomb. But in the event that they push mid, you have teammates around you that can help, you know. Playing full alone is just too risky, in my opinion.
This is our usual anti-eco where we go 2 A main, 2B, and we just...
Yeah. And I think it's good, but I think in the future, like, instead of you holding from here, you could potentially hold the mid push from, I don't know, here or something. Yeah. Or even you could hold it from here. Then obviously, if they want to push through, they could go behind B and stuff. But the odds of this, they're not very high. And they will almost always do like a flash, like what they did. And then you will know, okay, they flashed, they're probably pushing, stuff like this. I think I will be a little better at skipping rounds if I don't see anything particularly interesting, or if it's not a buy round, because already I've spent a lot of time talking about just the first few rounds. It's so hard switching between, because you can't switch with your keyboard anymore on demos, right? So I have to click around. I don't know, it doesn't work for me. Okay. DBCN, this is good. With the Mullo, nice that you hold. Let's see if I can find number 6. I can't. Now, bro, this is so hard. We have set up a lurk. This is something I like as well. I think a lot of times the better lurk position is the left side of the door. It's hard to draw, but like over here. Because you are hidden from this angle. But if the CTs decide to come and clear this, they will always walk like this and have focus on exactly where you are. So
that corner front left or back left?
Front left.
Front left, okay.
Yeah. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, at least it was like this in CSGO, you can stand over the front left, like kind of where I'm drawing now. Front left. And then you are hidden. They can't see you from here. And in fact, I believe they have to like go up and kind of clear you if they want to clear you. Potentially, if we have time, we can go check it out on server real quick. But in this angle, you're always going to be an angle where you're going to be cleared. And yeah, this is worth to know. See how this duel pans out. Yeah. I think... Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on these rounds that are not so important, I guess. But the point here is, it's much better if you as a team group up when you have a lurk. The worst thing that can happen is the CTs get like 1 kill and just, you know, nothing else happens. Because for you to activate as a lurk, you need something to happen that gives you space. You don't know it, but right now you actually have space. But if you would be going 3 guys up banana right now, this is something that would cause a reaction from the CTs. They have to rotate from A, and the B players also have to focus on the 3 guys. But if you go 1 and then 2, this guy in cave can just get this kill, and now they can just deal with the 2 guys. And it's less pressure in a way. And that's also why you can't take a lurk. Typically, as a lurker, you can take a lurk if your team gets a kill. But if the opponents get a kill, taking your lurk is not really possible. Nice shots though.
Thank you.
Now, straight up A. I'm going to do something real quick. I'm gonna check what you guys are doing on mid. Yeah, so this I think is actually pretty good. The reason why I think it's pretty good is A, you haven't gone for a lot of A pops. Like you did the A rush, but you have not gone for a single A pop. And generally, you've been taking mid control a lot. And yeah, I don't know. This like in general, CTs are just more likely to lean towards B. You have smoked window, and the CTs haven't taken mid. Like the CTs haven't smoked mid. Because of this, they have no info, and when you go for this A pop, well, it is actually kind of an A execute, but you're just gonna have so much space. A little bit lucky, but this should be a done deal. This is also pretty good. This is nice. Overall a good round. I'm gonna skip since this one is pretty done. By the way, guys, I normally say it, but just so I say it again, if you guys have any questions, just interrupt me. I'm talking all the time because that's my job as a coach. But if you guys have something that's more important, or it doesn't even have to be that important, but like, just if you have something, say it. It's best that way. This is a call I really don't like at all. You're doing the same mid pressure as last time. Now you're faking the A rush, but you're faking the A rush with two guys that die when the CTs have low economy. And this is something I might have said it before, I'm not sure, but at least in Sprout we had a rule that you never fake against eco, simply because it's not worth it. Chances are you're running into some kind of a stack, and if you fake with players like you're doing here, then you die, whoever goes there on the fake. And in the event that, like, let's say they're stacked A and these smokes come in, with the pace you guys are now playing on B, because they got killed on A, this fake is not going to do you any good. Like, look how slow this is going. If the CTs, okay, now you are speeding up a bit, but if the CTs would get these two kills and immediately rotate B, they would potentially already be here. And that would be enough for them to get into some kind of position on B. So, what you've gained is really, you've gained a bomb site, but the CTs have gained two weapons, and it's a much more dangerous round. If I think if you guys could go back now, and like if I would give you the opportunity to say, you could go for this 3v4 after plant where the CTs have 3 weapons and 1 in T-spawn, or you can go back to 5-on-5. I think you guys would take the 5-on-5.
Yeah.
Knowing that they have low money.
Well,
yeah.
I'll say something after.
No, you can go.
Personally, I believe that if even one of the A main players got a kill, I'd much prefer the 3v3 post plant. It just happened to not work like that.
I mean, we got a kill
against Nico.
Didn't get 2.
Yeah.
I mean two. Yeah.
I mean, I would. Yeah, no, go ahead.
You give them a gun though.
Then you're giving them 2 guns, yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna save 2 more guns to take it off, otherwise.
There's a difference between sacrificing 2 AKs and sacrificing a MAC-10 to get info. That's a very big difference in a post plant. Because if they retake with your recovered MAC-10, that's different than them now having 2 AKs.
And there's also a big difference between, like, I would agree on a normal round, if I can trade a 5v5 for a 3v3 after plant where I have the bomb side down, like, I have the bomb side completely clear, I know the CTs are behind my smokes and stuff like this, I would take it. But against low money, this is just not a good risk, and that's exactly why we had this rule in Sprout. Basically, you don't fake against eco, because if you fake against eco and they're stacked on A, it's possible they just think, okay, they're faking, and we are stacking B. Like, when CTs are stacking, it is essentially like a 50-50. They will most of the time stack a bomb site. And your fake, what it's really doing is just making so you have less utility. But the CTs, when they see your fake, are still able to rotate to B. And maybe this is even what's going to force them to rotate earlier than if you would have contacted up B, for example. You never know. And that's just why when you have the advantage, it's better to play in groups and do something together that's controlled, basically. Doing something like this, in general, I dislike rushes against low money. That's just garbage, because you don't know what you're going into. You are throwing away the advantage you have of the superior weaponry, the superior utility, and you are hedging your bets on a guess, basically, like on a feeling. And that's, I'm not a fan of this. I obviously don't know how this round ends. Most likely you guys still win it, because you still do have the advantage, you just have less of an advantage than you had earlier. And it does get a little spicy. And now, as well, I would say if it was a normal 5v5, where you just go for, let's say, a B execute, with, like basically what you did in the pistol round. If you go for short smoke, cave smoke, pillar molo, and you would maybe do a Molotov Ninja, and go up here and only having to look one side, this doesn't become a one-on-one in the end. It's a much more costly round and a much more risky round, the way you guys play it, so I'm not a fan. Also something...
Fake again.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit different on a buy round, but also I would say this donut smoke that you guys are doing is one that you can actually see it already on the CT. It's going to force out utility, especially when you've conditioned with it a few times. So sometimes what you can do is you can just do the donut and the CT smoke and not do anything more than that. You don't need to commit to these smokes every time.
Is it worth it wasting 2 smokes for that though?
If you can force out the same sort of utility from the CTs, it's typically worth it, yeah. Like, if the CTs are going to throw immediately, like, a Molotov, and then smoke it off, and maybe throw an HE, and then, yeah, whatever. They maybe also, like, were blocking mid at the beginning, let's say. Then they have at least used the same kind of utility that you did, but now the rest of the round, the A player has to be really uncomfortable playing without utility. And it's like one of those bomb sites where you need to have utility to win. Like the solo bomb sites, typically if you can force the utility out early there, it can be worth it, you know.
Can I ask one more thing here? Last time you talked on Nuke about the about the rule kind of that like the T's aren't gonna go to the same place twice, right? Does that work on other maps too, like Ancient? Like for example, if a team does like a fake on A, right? They can still it's still likely that they will still go A, right? Or can you read it like, oh, they're probably gonna go end on B? You know what I mean? Like last time, what you were.
I know what you mean. I think it's a pretty Nuke specific thing. I think there's not much reason. I mean, honestly, one of the biggest thing that pros use, but also they use it against each other, and that's why it kind of doesn't work. But just knowing this is that a lot of the time, if let's say a team is going B and going B and going B, and you win 3 rounds on B, then the T's go B a 4th time, and now they lose. What do you think the T's are the most likely to do in the next round?
Go B again.
I would
probably, yeah.
They would switch it up, right? Because typically if something is working, it's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So they will keep going B. But if they do lose a round on B, it's typical that they go to the other bomb site. And now that you guys have heard it, you should try to think about this, because it's actually like a lot of the time, if a team is winning on a bomb site, they will keep going there, and if a team is losing on a bomb site, they will change, even if it's the first round they've lost on that bomb site. And that is a kind of solid rule. But then obviously at the pro level, people know that people think like this, so the in-game leaders will be like, oh, we just lost on B, so now we're gonna go B again, because they don't think that. And then again, CS has like a million levels to it. Wait, where is this guy that's killing everyone? Bro, I hate this demo bit. It's a pretty good fake.
Yeah, right?
Pretty solid fake. This, I mean, this is Salak trying to make clips for his YouTube channel, though, because after the 3 kills, he doesn't need to keep playing, and it actually, I mean, overall, I would say I dislike this from you guys as well. What were you doing here? Why were you still here? Like,
I was throwing the donut smoke and then walking back so the donut guy doesn't hear me.
but he won't hear you if you're running here on the right side.
Ah, okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Also, I think I also thought they might be down mid. I wasn't sure. I'm not sure why.
I think even down mid, as long as you run on this side, as long as you don't want like in the water, I don't think they can really hear you. Maybe they can, but it's worth the risk in this moment, especially because if Salak kills everyone, that's definitely the timing you guys should be taking on B. And because you're not there, your teammates are too afraid to take it.
Should I run in the water as well, even if the cave guy can? Or the
basically, you can go all the way on the right and you can run. And the cheater guy shouldn't be able to like do it, but also your teammates would be able to take over this area and like check cheetah, you know what I mean, if you're closer, because now the timing is actually bad to the point where CT's killed the guy on A who has been killing everyone. They don't hear or see anything more, and now there is the possibility that they say he was alone.
The bomb isn't even planted as well.
Yeah, that's the point. You have no, well, now you have a lot of utility down on the same spot, but yeah, there's some mistiming here, and I think the mistiming comes from the fact that these 2 guys have the bomb, and they are afraid to go in alone. But if you would be there, they would go earlier, and that would make a difference. I mean, you win a round regardless, but yeah, it's just worth to know. But yeah, good fake by Salak. Really bad that he keeps playing after the 3 kills, though. That's literally just because he's going for highlight clips. And that's the kind of player he is, which is not something you necessarily should change, but you should probably... He needs to learn also that there's a time to stop.
Yep.
This is also good. I think also something you guys are doing really well is that you are really good at winning mid control. I think though, again, it does become a little bit a thing that you guys are playing extremely fast against low money. Like, these MP9s, if they would have had someone holding a flash for them, for example, that could ruin your whole round. And now as well, the round does become a little bit dodgy. Oh, nice. Yeah. Still good. Still very good. So, I'm expecting you guys to get ahead and then start losing. And let's see. The T's run the same round as you ran against them, basically.
Yeah.
And honestly, so far this round has just come down to the duels again.
Yeah.
So, not much to say. And I'm gonna skip this into an eco round, because otherwise it will take the whole night, because we are not even... Like, we are about the halfway point, so I'm gonna have to speed up a little bit. I wanna see, just real quick, Globak. Bro, does he nade? He does nade. He's a good boy. It's a little bit too late, but yeah, it's good to see him doing that. And this I like as well. Oh, he got spotted now, though. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna skip this round again because it. No, oh, don't. Okay. We stay on your point of view. I have a feeling you're doing some mad shit now. Don't. Oh shit. Oh shit, bro. Okay, that's pretty lit, mate. Do you die?
Nah, I still killed the last guy, but...
Okay. But yeah. That's nice as well. I mean, there's nothing too sort of deep tactically that we can talk about. That's why I wanted to skip it, because I mean, it's great. Obviously, you get the kills and you win. But it was not. Yeah. It was also one of those rounds that came down to mostly duels. and that's why it's not so interesting for me to talk about as a coach. Yeah. I'm just thinking right now. Honestly, this looks pretty good from you guys. This is something I think is really kind of overpowered in a way on Ancient, is like letting the CTs take mid and then doing late mid retake. Really strong. Here they have pistols though, so it might not work out for them. But it's very nice. Like, they actually managed to get mid control with just pistols in this round. I think I'll skip a little bit until there's some action, because I think this should be pretty simple for you guys. Except for maybe you, which I can't find. Yeah, it's all good. Is there a reason why you guys start 3B so much?
This one was just an eco round, so we were expecting a rush from them.
Yeah, okay. And
just every time we're expecting something fast, I think we're starting 3B.
Okay, yeah. That's a good kind of rule to have as well. I'm gonna skip this because they are an eco, and I assume you guys are gonna win it. Let's get into, like, I wanna get to the important part, which is basically where you say the game gets out of hand. This is a little bit interesting. Let's actually skip back 15 seconds, because what goes wrong here? Oh, he's pulling knife. A little bit crazy. Yeah. Ooh. So, oh my god! Holy shit!
Not even close.
No.
Not even close. Okay, one.
First try.
Yeah. Oh, really? Was he?
Yeah, he
Bruh.
was.
Okay, one really crucial mistake he makes here is that, in my opinion, in a one-on-one like this, when you have AWP and there are two angles to hold, typically it can be really valuable to just hold one of the sides. So, like, imagine he goes one step to the right and he holds only left side pillar. That means if the T now goes from our CT point of view to the left side of pillar, he will likely kill him. And if he doesn't go left side of the pillar, he can disregard this entire side of the map. Meaning, the guy has to either be hiding on site, or he has to be in cubby, or he has to have gone into cave, or he has to have pushed short. But this information is really valuable. So holding just the left side at the beginning is really valuable. What he does here is also good, because he uses a Molotov. But as soon as he uses this Molotov, now he needs to take a step to the right and hold the left side pillar like I just talked about. Because if he can hold this angle and make sure that the Molotov doesn't push him to this side, then the T has to run through the Molotov, basically. And it's just a really nice thing. Like, I do it a lot as well on Mirage. Like, if I'm in a one-on-one with AWP and I'm short, for example, I will just sit and hold middle of sight. A lot of time I won't get a kill, but it just means that when I'm getting closer to the bomb site, and I can tell if the bomb is firebox or if it's default, then I know if he can be, for example, if it's playing default, I know he can't be jungle side. I know he can't be stairs. I know he can't be CT. I know he can't be firebox. Or if he plays firebox, I know he basically has to be CT, or he has to be jungle, or he has to be hiding firebox. And by having like this where there's two angles and you're locking down one of them, it can give you so much information. It can cut the bomb site in half. I'm gonna have a whole video coming out soon enough about a concept I call the cone of awareness. But basically, by holding this angle and knowing he can disregard half of the map, this allows him to, when he pushes here, only needing to look like in this general direction. And that will all be in his point of view. Like, there will never be a case where he will be killed in the back. The same way, if he would be holding the left and he sees the T cross this and he holds the left again, now he knows the T has to be on the left side, and that's why he can now push up, and he only has to be looking in these directions, which is all in his point of view. So a lot of clutches comes down to if you can cut the map in half, you only have to fight in your viewpoint, and that is really big. So he makes a huge mistake, in my opinion, of pulling left here when the Molo goes down, because the Molo will almost always force the T to the left. And now he has no info. The T could be close long, the T could be banana, the T could potentially even just be sitting down here. There's so much the T can do now, and it's lucky that the T goes like back and forth, but yeah, he would have completely lost track of the terrorist here, and yeah, not even close, as was said.
Let's say that instead of going behind cover after throwing the molly, he just continued looking to the right. Would that be
to the right?
worse?
So like he throws this Molo and he keeps holding this side?
Yeah. Because I feel like with an op it's easier to clear the left than the right from like cheering in the cave, at least for me. Maybe this is personal though.
They can walk in along though, no way.
Plus,
yeah.
they have wall bangs there. I just would be a little scared.
I think you give the T too many possibilities. But...
Yeah, I mean, in the case here where the T is a pistol, especially, you don't have to worry about the wall bangs. And it also allows for an easier one-on-one in the fact that you have the bomb on your side. Like, if the T is inside cave, everyone will always plant here, and you can defuse or fake defuse and force the T to come out of hiding. If the T can be long and banana, and you're standing here, you can't press the bomb, like fake it, and then stand behind cover or something like this, you know? So,
okay, that makes sense. Thank
you. That's, no problem. I mean, I'm giving advice, right? I mean, I have a lot of experience, don't get me wrong, but also, there will be times I make a mistake. I would say this one is one where, like, definitely I would hold this side as kind of narrow as you can.
I wasn't questioning you, just so you know. I was just because I want to learn, because I'm not like
I take no offense to it. I just want to also explain to you guys that even though I'm the teacher, I also make mistakes sometimes, right? So it's okay to sometimes disagree with me. We don't have to agree on everything, but my experience tells me that this is the better play, and then I'm obviously trying to explain you why. But I love that you are, like, by asking questions, you are getting smarter, and I get the chance to put more words on something that is confusing to at least one person here. So that's very, very, that's like completely only positive. I take no offense to that. And even if you are questioning me, that's great, man. So yeah, pretty slow round. You see the shadow?
Yeah.
You want me to pause?
Yeah, just a second. This thing that we were doing, like, where Salak, I think, was flashing me out mid, out donut.
Yeah.
Should I be doing that alone? Like, or is it just a bad play to do it like that? Like, I got a kill, but I got instantly traded. I don't know if I should always have someone with me or if it's fine to do it alone.
I think the big issue, or like the thing I dislike about it, is that you know so little about mid because your teammates on cave has allowed them to go heaven to mid.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't have to take these fights, then you can press up really close to the wall, and then when you get the flash, you can wide swing, and you will kill people who are all in this empty space. But these guys, if they get blind, they can just take a step to the side, and then if you peek these guys, then these guys swing and they trade. So like on this play, it's just really important that you guys block the cave run out, basically, or like the cave to mid kind of thing. That's really it. Ooh, this is pretty big misplay from Salak. Obviously, we don't have the communication, but it's just way too big of a risk. He doesn't need to play that like risk at all. He can just tuck into donut, and if they plant, he can deny the plant. Yeah, I think I will skip a little bit because we simply have too many rounds to get to. Do you get on 12 here?
I think ultimately we do, but I don't know if it's this round.
I mean, ultimately you do because it went to overtime.
Yeah, it's overtime.
I will just skip a little bit because I want to see, like, if the comeback from them starts here, then we can watch now. But yeah, let's see. I'm gonna skip a little bit ahead to see. I think it looks like these rounds are the key rounds of the game, and maybe that's what we will do. We'll do the key rounds like until the overtime, unless you think there's some really important round at overtime.
We just made some big mistakes in overtime. I don't know. If you don't have time, that's fine.
No, it's not so much that. It's just because I also want people to be able to ask questions that are important. Basically, my question is: do you think these last few rounds before the overtime is most important, or do you think the rounds in overtime are the most important?
Like we've been having trouble with these rounds right now. Like
okay,
now.
Then that's what we're going to be focusing on.
Yeah.
Then I will go back because I wanna help as much as possible, and I want obviously the most important things. But this is a pretty long demo, and it's also a team demo, so things just take longer to talk about basically. But then let's have focus on these rounds. So here again, heavily dislike how easy it is for the T's to go across cave. Like, I want to actually be in the point of view of, I think it's Globak here.
Globak, yeah.
Who is number 0. I want to see all the way from spawn, how is he running? Like, he doesn't have the best spawn here, but also he runs to the side a little bit instead of running in this most straight line. Let's check his nade. His nade is way late. Way late. The first guy takes 2 damage, and the nade is supposed to catch the first guy. So now, this flash as well, not good. It won't blind anyone. Only himself. And now already, like, he's lost this. They could have crossed mid to you. So this is, like, a really big mistake. And something that we've seen in a couple rounds now where this cave control is not being won, I feel like. I'm not trying to like talk match shit about someone or say, oh, it's just fucking fault, you guys lost the match. Not at all trying that, but just saying this is something you guys should definitely work on and have focus on as well. Now, this, I don't know exactly what happens if this is just a walk-in. I really, yeah.
We made 2 big mistakes in the same time. If you look at Salak as well, he's pushing through the mistake as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is just bad. I think the Salak play, I mean, it's a very, very big risk. But I would say the cave player could have maybe waited for you to come, and you could have, at the very least, contact the cave together, you know? This would have made some kind of a difference. But yeah, at this round, like at this point, the round is already lost. So it comes down to the really bad cave control at the beginning. And then, yeah, it becomes very solo, obviously. Like, all 3 of you died really solo. Let's see now. Okay, much better cave control. Now you're playing aggressive here. Do you get flashes when you do these kind of peaks at all? Or is it just...
Yeah, usually. Okay. Usually my mid player flashes.
Okay. I want to see if this happens.
I don't know if he did it this round.
No. No one is flashing.
Yeah, I think this round I was with the cave player.
Oh, actually,
not,
I think someone did flash, maybe. Is that possible?
I think it was the T's.
That could be. But where's the guy that I'm looking for? This guy. Yeah, no. The T's flash. Yeah. I think, I mean, you can't really say this play is directly bad, because I know a lot of CTs do it. But it's just a little bit like... Yeah. You're playing the duel, and now you lost it. That's kind of, I guess, the thing. And now the T's, again, I kind of briefly touched on this, but I think like late mid-control and Ancient is so strong for T's. It's really hard to deal with a CT. And
would you say like late game, like at this point where their enemies are kind of coming back, is this where mental sort of becomes like the most important thing? Because I feel like in most of my games, when either I or my team makes a huge comeback and we go into overtime, it's like the team that's always at a huge deficit wins the overtime if it gets there.
Yeah, I mean, the closer a match gets, the more important the mental gets, and yeah, especially when you're a little bit younger, I would say comebacks also can fuel you if you're on the good side, and I mean, I guess people are more nervous just at the end of the match. That's kind of what I want to say. And then I think there's also a mental aspect. Like if you win a really big comeback, you bring it with you into the next map if there are more maps.
Yeah. It's because I notice it when I'm losing in like even in pugs. It's just my teammates will go like, how the fuck have they come back? They fucking suck, and they'll just force buy every round trying to make like some specific hero play that never comes.
Yeah.
And then that's what ends up like brings it to overtime, and then the mental's just so bad that we end up losing overtime.
Yeah.
Or like the opposite effect comes where we'll have a huge comeback, win overtime, and then it's just toxic chat from the enemy team saying how garbage we were at the start of the game.
Yeah, I think it's kind of more a thing at a little bit lower tier. I think for the pro level, it's not really. I mean, there won't be toxic team chat and stuff like this. Like people might be a little bit tilted if people do a big comeback, but you try to stay focused, right?
Yeah, that's coming from like a level like 6-7.
Yeah, no, I would say definitely. Then yeah, it makes a really big difference. I mean, the lower your level, the worse your mental game most likely because you've just had less experience, I guess.
Yeah,
like I've lost
like
big comebacks and I've won
elo
them all.
matters a lot more for lower elos as well.
Yeah, that's also true. And also just in pugs, people are more likely to be toxic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you. Going back to the demo real quick, this flash by Salak fucking blows. This flash won't help you go through this mid smoke. Like he needs to take more of a step. Like especially when this is smoke. I'm actually not sure if it is because sometimes the demo is a little bit like all of these nades are not here. But sometimes it's worth for him to take like even a little bit of a risk going here and flashing more directly over the mid window. But also, I am getting the feeling in these rounds that like look at this for example. You guys are you lose one guy and now you're so hyper focused on evening the round immediately. Like you make like a crazy play. Nice try by this guy. But yeah, you make a completely crazy play and then nice. And then you know your next teammate makes a new. It's like yeah, I've had it in a team, we call it the domino effect. In a way that one domino falls and that makes you do a play you would like never do if it was a 5-on-5. Like you would never flash through the mid smoke, I imagine.
Yeah.
And because you do that, then someone else pushes cave, and then because of that, like stuff like that. This is the domino effect. And now, because of these 2 rounds, you guys are on like a force buy, which we're gonna skip because of time restraint, but also because you guys are likely not winning this round.
Do you think that it's an attempt, like it's like a mental attempt to like equalize disadvantage you just got, in a sense, so that people are like, oh, my teammate just died, I need to equalize that because no one was there to trade, so they start making plays that aren't necessarily good.
Like I can tell you that I did think that.
Yeah.
That is exactly why I did it.
But I wonder, I don't think you would do this play if it was early in the match. Like I feel like it's playing on you guys' mind. Especially also, this is actually one of the most kind of underrated things. You came to me and said you guys have this problem. It's a general problem, right?
Yeah.
So am I right in thinking you guys have talked about this?
We have, yeah.
So everyone right now, when the match is getting close, you guys are starting to lose rounds. What's happening?
We're starting to worry.
Everyone is starting to worry. Everyone is thinking, fuck, it's happening again. Oh no. And blah, blah, blah. And, oh, we need to fix it. And then they do something. They overcomplicate things or like overcompensate. Like everyone is thinking like, fuck, I gotta go out and be the hero now, you know? Or like, oh, fuck, we lost the guy. Now we need to do something special. It's like, that's the fine balance of talking about things as a Counter-Strike team is that you should definitely discuss things. You should talk about things as well. But you should try not to talk about things so much that you overthink. Like, I am also a little bit biased because you've already told me this is an issue for you guys, but I am definitely, from looking at it, feeling like there is something happening. Like, you guys were playing really well, honestly. You've been playing really calculated and pretty slow on your T side. You were playing a good CT side at the beginning. Now you get to a really good scoreline, and you lose like a couple of rounds, and now, or actually, you just lost. You actually lost 0 rounds, and then you made the mistake, which lost you the round, and then you made the same mistakes in the next round, and then the next round you had force buy, and now let's see what happens. Like, do a good job blocking here. So far, this round looks really good from you guys. You're like pivoting to the right side of the map. Like, number 7 is the only guy playing alone, but there's not much pressure from the T's. T's go for late mid control again. Yeah, I mean, this is also kind of good calling. This is beautiful from you. And this round, so far, looks way more like a default round from you guys. No one has made a crazy play. You haven't given any easy entries. You guys are using your utility well. And you guys are standing in a pretty good setup. Like, everyone has a good duel so far. You even got a free kill. Now, you need to not over-peak in this fight when it comes in. Yeah, you don't. This looks way better. This looks like a normal CS from you guys. Oh, yeah, that is pretty good flash timing from them. Now, yeah, this can be a little bit tricky. You guys gotta coordinate some good flashes. You don't really do that good of a job at coordinating. But you're fighting together. Yeah. I mean, am I the only one watching this who almost could guess the outcome of this round already when you guys blocked them on A? Like,
no, I agree with you. That was like a very noticeable difference in the past few rounds.
Yeah, I feel that as well. And it might just be because you guys didn't give up an early entry. But I want to see if the round that you lose now, if this is more of the same that we saw earlier, like of the rounds where you're essentially throwing them away. Or at least you're playing solo CS. Again, I mean, there's already a little bit difference here. You're giving T's a lot of space in mid, but this is doable, you know? Because you guys are still stacked on the right bomb side at the moment. Let's see this when he takes his lurk. Now, you pivot again. Looking good. Your rotation's looking solid. This is a big duel. Does he win it? Ooh. Ooh. Oh, but he doesn't expect now. Close left. Okay. And now, what happens for the CTs is what is interesting. It's good that he goes and picks this up. We'll probably lose this duel. Ah, that's so unfortunate.
What? How'd that miss?
Yeah, I think it was really under his arm.
Because he was like slow walking or crouch walking to the left.
I'm blaming Pig on that one.
Yeah, this honestly, like, this round looked pretty good. I think you gave them too much space in mid, but you didn't do any of these crazy plays. So this was just a round. Maybe you lost because you were giving them too much space in mid, but you didn't lose them to like anything individual. And now this is just the wrong gamble. Something that would be really good. I can't see you guys utility right now, but with so many people here and now they're hitting B, if you guys would have some flashes here, I don't know if you do, so you could flash your teammates back a couple of times here, he could actually do something good, and he could buy a lot of time.
Yeah, from CT, I mean, really.
Yeah, from here, like,
Yeah,
where you just were. But not having this is, like, a little bit of a problem. Nice, nice. Yo, how do you not win this round? That is unfortunate. See how you approach this. I think you guys have no kit. Yeah. I can see this going wrong already. Yeah. I mean, this smoke is just bad. Like, he should smoke short, so you can be allowed to cross out to the bomb site, and then
Was
he
that
had a
CT
flash.
smoke there?
Yeah, he smoked the smoke.
Oh, okay.
I think he wanted to smoke in front, but he just made it a little bit too far, basically.
Yeah, I think he wanted to smoke like in between short and the pillar, so we can cross the site
Yeah.
Okay.
without
Okay.
long seeing us as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna go on an ancient. I was about to say Anubis, real quick. But we have time for some questions, guys. We won't have like time for a million questions, but we have time for 2 to 3 questions.
Yeah, I guess I have another. Sorry for like asking
No,
tons.
no,
but,
no. Don't feel bad.
Would a lot of this apply? I know a lot of this is for a team game because they're all on like a team and they're, playing together as a 5-man. How much of this like team play should you expect on a solo queue, or like a solo face it match? Like how much of this would you expect from the same level of play, but just like
just
a
expect.
bunch
I
of
normally
randoms?
just expect worst and hope for the best. Like I know there's ways to communicate, but like
Mm.
I know 90% of the time I'm gonna get Russians that can't speak English and just scream at me for like walking to the or stacking on the wrong site.
Yeah.
So
I mean, something like these plays that you guys were trying to play, like make like flashes over mid, and also this that I mentioned, like flash in the back like this. These are things I would expect from a high level pug. Like you should be able to be red room and call for your A player to flash mid over the roof. This should come pretty naturally. Maybe this flash won't, but it should. This super good flash. I would say there were a lot of things like the A executes and stuff like this that obviously were quite coordinated. But other than this, yeah, I mean, also you guys seem to have some decent agreements. Like it's nice to hear that you guys have like we always go 2B and 2A and 1 mid against eco type of thing. Like nice you have talked about anti-ecos and stuff. Yeah, I don't think you can expect too much team play in solo queue. It's more like a lot of agreements and tactics you can't run, obviously. But something like flashing for each other and stuff like this. At this level of pugging, you can definitely expect it, I would say. Just about this last round, like he wanted to go here and he wanted to smoke out. Like it's probably most of us know this, but you can just CS2 moment.
Yeah.
But you can smoke like this, and this would be enough. Then you were smoked in cave. You could just bounce a flash like this to allow you guys to cross out to the side. He could even just like underhand it like this, you know.
I think that's what he wanted to do, but he just threw it too far.
Yeah,
'Cause
okay.
He wanted to block long as well with the flush or with the smoke.
Yeah. But yeah, that's just a small thing. Other than that, I think sometimes. Let me see what I'm thinking. I think sometimes you guys could hang on to mid a little bit more, or maybe make some. Like. It just felt like. I mean, I said it as well that T's taking late mid control is really strong, but also you guys really let them. Like, I think if you get mid control as CT, playing a position like this sometimes can be pretty good, especially if you have like someone playing here. And I felt like you didn't really try that. I think a position like this can be really strong. Like instead of you flashing out and trying to make plays, just holding this when the smoke clears so you can see if they go donor, you can get a free kill here, you can tuck in and stuff like this. Worth trying. I think also if you see it's a team that take mid late a lot, maybe your reaction could be something like, okay, if they take mid late, the A player should leave. So like they will always take mid late by doing a smoke red room, and then we'll do a flash. Then the A player, if he's playing side, could come with your donut. Then you guys could come close here, and like on timing when you think now the T's are out, you could have someone from B, for example, just throw a flash like this or something.
Yep.
And then you guys could double swing out mid and destroy them.
I actually saw this play, but at one point in the game.
Oh, really?
I think we did it once.
Okay, with 2 guys?
I don't know if it was
an
this game.
early CT round. It was a rifle round. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good if you did it. But yeah, definitely like late game as well. These guys were doing it a lot, and I think it's more like it's good to see you guys have it in your like arsenal, but you guys should think about like who you're using it against. I guess like if it's a team that has this kind of slow style that these guys had in some rounds where they take mid late, you guys need to come up with answers to this mid control. You can't just every round play like pixel angles, or one round you were even playing like this. You know, this is not enough mid info to get, and it's too easy for the T's if they can just wait out your utility and just take mid for free every time. So that's one thing I would change. Then also one of the things we talked about, you were sitting here, which is like when I'm CT and I'm coming to clear this, I will like jiggle this, and then I will jiggle and peek this, you know. But in fact, you can
really awkward playing that position.
You can stand here, and you're hidden. And if the CT wants to come and push red room, like you kill him. But also, what's cool is, yeah, okay.
For me, this is like really dangerous because usually the CTs are holding deep into window on that like on that line from CT like this, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just scared of someone like seeing me here.
Yeah.
And like I'm usually, it feels like I'm usually losing this fight. I'm just scared of taking that fight.
Yeah.
With the CT. So that's why
I get you. Yeah, it comes down to timing a little bit, obviously. Like in this round we talked about where you got double entry in mid, for example. This would be an ideal round to do it, right? Because it might be the CT wants to kind of try and retake mid or get some kind of kill. But what's really strong about this position as well, I think, is that when you are here, if you actually want to take these fights, you also have to be jiggling this, and then you have to cross this line. If you're here already and you peek, like this can throw them off a little bit. But yeah. Guys, I think we have time for one last question, and then
can I do one question about mid?
yeah.
So when I'm playing mid with the AWPer, right? Of course. So how do you like, should we play aggressive mid with AWP, or should we just, I don't know, let the A player come with me, or should we just play like more passive on mid when he has AWP? Like how do we play mid aggressive when we have an AWP on the team, you know, when it's in the hands of the mid player?
I think your AWP can play this angle, or this angle, or even this angle. You know, these are all, in my opinion, good angles.
What I mean is taking deep
like
control
deep
mid and even peeking towards 7, this kind of stuff, you know, like playing more aggressive mid.
I mean, you know the spawn lineups, I know. So if you do the spawn lineup and like a team like this, for example, you know they don't fight for mid early, it's enough for the AWP to do this, and then he can go and do this movement, you know, and then he can peek heaven. This is super good. Also, these stairs, they look like stairs, but they are a ramp. And so it's really easy to do run boosts here, because you can stand here and you can run, and he won't fall off your head. So you can practice this so that he never fails this jump, and he can peek even faster. This is like a free kill a lot of times. I think also something that I have died to a lot is if an AWP is sitting like this, he can take the shot and he can always fall back, and he can take new angle donut. And this is really frustrating, because if you want to take mid late, like they were doing, you will do window smoke, and then the AWP here, if he's sitting like this, he might not even get blind. But even if he gets blind, he can just take the shot and fall back. And there's no trade potential. But part of what makes this work, and part of the equation you guys are not very good at, is that your cave player is not doing a good job in a lot of these rounds of blocking this. Like, all he really needs to do is, first of all, he needs to find the proper nade timing. Like, he needs to watch demos, or you need to go on a server, and you need to see, like, okay, it's at 146 that they cross here or something. I don't even know exactly the timing, but, like, so he always times the nade, even if he has bad spawn. Not that it's like, yeah, I need to throw it when I'm here. And then some rounds he has good spawn, sometimes he has bad spawn, you know. It needs to be on the timing, because you can always, even if you have bad spawn, you can always do it like jump throw, right? And then I think if you hit the nade with good timing, you can always come and do Molotov like this and be ready to fight if they want to go through it. And if you do this Molotov and you smoke this off, now you can start harassing the T's by spamming here. This allows you, for example, to have your AWP in positions like this. I think even some AWPers take a position like this, which is pretty crazy, but like, this is where you play kind of in front of the flash, you shoot, and then you, like, imagine you get contact, you shoot, you fall back, and then you, as rifle mid player, you're sitting, this used to be better, you used to be able to talk more in,
it's
but
still pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, so that when they try to chase down the orb, you stand here, and then you just kill everyone, and maybe your cave player is holding the smoke, and he's ready to fight with you. But these things you can't do when your cave player never has cheater controller and never blocks them from going cave to mid.
Okay.
So I think that's something that you guys should think about on your CT sites, like the importance of having that control. Because there is also a lot of damage to be dealt by knowing the spams here, like for the cave player. Yeah.
But then, okay, what if my op is trying to go for like a peek on B or something? Is it like pro teams do it like this, where the A players, like for example, can come mid, right, and take mid with me?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Okay.
Yeah, you could also just have the AWP switch with the B player if you want to. You can also just in this one round do the deep smoke and then just do the molo and just leave it. And if they turn this off, you just nade and you spam. Yeah. Yep. Does that answer your question, my friend?
It does. Thank you very much.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, since it's already getting pretty late, because this demo was it was a juicy one. I might have to end the session here, but I hope you guys learned something. I would love to do more demo reviews in the future, especially team demo reviews, because I think it's really valuable. But how the demo system works right now in CS2, it is pretty difficult. Like switching around and not having auto director is difficult. So I think we'll probably pause that for now. But yeah, I hope you got some kind of answers, Kenny, with like what you guys can do better. Like we saw some glaring mistakes kind of, and you guys just started playing solo CS instead of team CS. And I hope for everyone else as well, you learned a thing or two about Ancient, but also about team CS and about, I guess, what things to avoid doing and what things are good, what things work. Yeah.